Hello, welcome to this week's Pastor Post. This week we thought we'd take a crack at answering one of the questions we received via email. So here's the question. Why does it take so long to get a new permanent senior pastor in the Lutheran Church? The process seems sluggish and doesn't make sense to me. In large corporations, a new CEO is in place very quickly so that there is not a break in the flow of work and energy. It's a good question and one that we want to answer with a lot of thought.
I'm Pastor Paul Swingen, the intentional interim pastor here at Trinity, and I use the word intentional because the leaders of this congregation have made a decision along with the synod that this congregation, like every congregation when it loses a pastor, needs to take time and do particular work to prepare the ground for the new leader so that when he or she comes in the future, they can have a good beginning, and that's really important. Congregations don't always recognize what the work is, but it's there in every emotional system. And so it's an intentional time. The leaders have decided that, and this pastor, myself, has come intentionally to serve again, as I have many times, in this congregation to help with dealing with grief, dealing with crafting a vision for the mission of the church, crafting clarity about what kind of staff is needed, and other kinds of work which our transition team is working on diligently at this time. And so I think what I'd say is, why does it take so long? I think if you think about someone who loses a spouse, you don't really go out and date the next Friday night and get married a month later. It just doesn't work. And it's really similar in the congregation. It takes work and time, and we're glad that God has given us that time.
I'm Pastor Deb Host, and I am pastor of Care Ministries at Trinity, and I have been called into that position 1 year ago. And my role during this interim time is to continue to care for the congregation in the ways that they need it, along with the care team, to support them through their difficult times in life, and so they know that care is available and that hasn't changed because we have an interim and have an interim period. And also I am support person to our staff because we've had a lot of changes and a lot of our own losses, and I am that person that can support them through the many changes that we are going through as a staff as well as a congregation.
I know that the time of interim can seem long and sluggish, but rest assured that you have a pastoral team that cares about everyone at Trinity very much, and we are all in this together to make sure that we continue to make Trinity a wonderful congregation where all are welcome and we are learning how to live and serve the world. So I hope this answers the question of why it takes so long, and if you have more questions about the interim period, I would encourage you to contact Pastor Paul or a member of the transition team who is doing that excellent work that he spoke about. Thank you. See you next time.